Most people think manifesting money is one step. You visualize, you affirm, you ask the universe, and then you wait. And when nothing happens, they blame manifestation, they blame themselves, or they decide it doesn't work. But here's what nobody's telling you. Manifesting large sums of money isn't one step, it's 3 stages. And almost everyone gets stuck at stage 2 without even knowing stage 2 exists. If you've ever manifested something small but never the big money you actually want, or if you've been trying for months or years with no real results, the problem isn't your worthiness. It's not your energy. It's that you're skipping the most important stage. The stage where the real work happens. The stage that separates people who manifest once from people who manifest large sums on repeat. Today, I'm breaking down all 3 stages. And by the end, you're going to know exactly which stage you're stuck in and how to finally move past it. Let me tell you what happens to most people. They hear about manifestation. They get excited. They start visualizing money. They repeat affirmations. They make vision boards. They watch videos like this one. And for a few days, maybe a week, they feel good. They feel hopeful. They think, this is it. This time it's going to work. But then a week goes by, 2 weeks, a month, and the big money doesn't show up. Maybe they get a small refund, maybe $20 here, $50 there. But the life-changing sum they were visualizing? The $10,000, $50,000, $100,000? Nothing. So what do? They go back to another video. They try a different technique. They switch affirmations. They think, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe I need a different approach. And here's the real problem. They think manifestation is a single action, like pressing a button. I visualized, so where's my money? But that's not how it works. Manifesting large sums isn't a button you press. It's a journey, a process. And that process has 3 very specific stages. Most people do stage 1, skip stage 2 completely, and then wonder why they never reach stage 3. They're trying to go from A to C without ever touching B. And you can't skip B. That's where the magic actually happens. Here's the reframe you need. Stop thinking about manifestation like it's one moment, one ask, one decision. Start thinking about it like building a bridge. You can't just stand on one side of a river and visualize being on the other side and expect to teleport there. You have to build the bridge. And that bridge has 3 sections. Stage 1 is the foundation. It's where you decide who you are and what you're available for. Most people do this part. They declare, I'm ready for money, I'm worthy, I'm open. Great, that's the starting point. But it's just the starting point. Stage 2 is the bridge itself, the middle, the part you can't see from either side. It's where you actually walk across, step by step, even when you don't see the other side yet. This is where most people quit. They start walking, they don't see results immediately, and they turn back. They think, this isn't working, but they were halfway there. They just didn't know it. Stage 3 is the other side, the manifestation, the money showing up, the opportunities appearing, the evidence you've been waiting for. But you only get to stage 3 if you complete stage 2, and most people never do. Today, you're going to learn all 3 stages. You're going to see exactly where you've been getting stuck, and you're going to get the exact protocol to move through all 3 stages without quitting halfway. Let's start with stage 1. This is what I call the activation. This is where you shift your identity and claim what you want. Most people know how to do this part. You've probably done it before. You decide, I'm not broke anymore. I'm someone who attracts money. I'm worthy of large sums. You feel that shift internally. You say the affirmations. You visualize the money. You feel the excitement. That's stage 1. And stage 1 is critical. You can't skip it. Because if you don't activate the identity first, if you don't internally claim, this is who I am now, nothing else works. You're trying to manifest from an old identity. You're trying to attract wealth while still seeing yourself as someone who struggles. So stage 1 is where you draw the line. You say, that version of me is done. I'm activating a new identity. I'm someone large sums of money flow to. Here's what stage 1 looks like in practice. You wake up one morning and you make a decision. Not a wish, not a hope, a decision. I'm manifesting $10,000 or $50,000 or whatever the number is. You say it out loud. You write it down. You feel it in your body. You let yourself believe, even if just for a moment, that it's already yours. You might visualize holding the check. You might see the number in your bank account. You might imagine the relief, the freedom, the proof. That feeling, that's the activation. Most people can do stage 1. It feels good, it's exciting, it's hopeful. And that's exactly why so many people think that's all there is. They activate, they feel the shift, and then they sit back and wait for the money to show up. But stage 1 is not the finish line. It's the starting line. Here's the mistake people make at stage 1. They activate once and think it's permanent. They do the visualization on Monday, feel amazing, and then by Wednesday, they're back to saying, I'm broke, nothing ever works for me, I'll never have money. They broke the activation. They have to go back and do it again. So if you're going to do stage 1 right, you have to reactivate daily until the identity sticks, until it's not something you're trying on, until it's just who you are. Now we get to stage 2. And this is where everything falls apart for most people. This is the stage nobody talks about. The stage that doesn't feel exciting. The stage that requires patience, faith, and action without immediate proof. I call this the bridge. Or some people call it the embodiment stage. This is where you live as the person who has the money before the money actually shows up. Let me say that again because this is the most important part of this entire video. Stage 2 is where you act like, think like, move like, and decide like someone who already has the large sum of money you're manifesting, even though your bank account still says 0, even though nothing has changed yet, even though every external circumstance is screaming, you're still broke. This is why most people skip it, because it's uncomfortable. It requires you to hold two realities at the same time, the reality of what is and the reality of what's coming. And most people can't do that. They need proof first. They need to see the money before they'll act like someone who has it. But that's backwards. The proof comes after you embody it, not before. So what does stage 2 actually look like? It looks like this. You're in the grocery store, and instead of automatically buying the cheapest version of everything out of fear, you pause and ask, what would someone who just manifested $50,000 buy? Maybe you still buy the affordable option, but you're not deciding from scarcity. You're deciding from abundance. It looks like an opportunity showing up. A course, a program, a chance to invest in yourself, and instead of immediately saying, I can't afford that, you pause. You sit with it. You ask, if I were already living in my manifestation, would I say yes to this? And if the answer is yes, you find a way. Not recklessly, but you don't let fear make the decision. It looks like carrying yourself differently. Walking into a room like someone who has money. Not arrogant, but calm, confident, unbothered. It looks like stopping the broke talk. No more, I'm so broke, I can't afford anything, I never have enough. Even if it's technically true right now, you stop speaking that reality into existence. Before I break down what stage 2 actually is, I need you to do something right now. Pause and go to the comments. I want you to type exactly where you think you're stuck. I'm stuck in stage 1. If you keep visualizing but nothing happens, I'm stuck in stage 2. If you start strong but keep quitting. I don't know which stage I'm in, if you're confused. Here's why this matters. Once you identify where you're stuck, you can finally move forward. And I promise you, when you scroll the comments, you'll see most people say stage 2, because that's where this whole thing falls apart for 99% of people. Type it now. Be honest. Then come back, because what I'm about to tell you about stage 2 is going to change everything. Stage 2 is where you catch every single limiting thought and replace it in real time. Your mind says, you'll never have that kind of money. And instead of agreeing, you say, that's the old me. I'm in stage 2 now. That's not my reality anymore. Your friend complains about being broke and tries to pull you into the conversation, and you don't engage. You change the subject. You protect your new identity like your life depends on it. Because your manifestation does. And here's the hardest part of stage 2. Nothing is happening yet. You're doing all this internal and external work, and your bank account looks the same. The bills are still there. The stress is still there. And every day your brain is saying, see, this isn't working, you're pretending, you look stupid, just go back to normal. That voice is loud in stage 2, and this is where 99% of people quit. They think, I've been doing this for 2 weeks and nothing's changed, it's not working. So they stop. They go back to stage 1 and reactivate, or they give up entirely. But here's what they don't understand. Stage 2 is not where the money shows up. Stage 2 is where you become the person the money can show up for. You're building the bridge. You're closing the gap between who you were and who you need to be to hold a large sum of money. And that takes time. It takes repetition. It takes acting as if even when you don't feel like it. Pause right here. I need you to do something. Go to the comments right now and type exactly which stage you're currently stuck in. If you've been visualizing and affirming but nothing's happening, type, I'm stuck in stage 1. If you've activated but you keep going back to old habits and old language, type, I'm stuck in stage 2. If you've done the work and you're just waiting for the evidence, type, I'm in stage 3. Be honest. You can't fix what you don't acknowledge. And when you scroll through the comments, you're going to see something powerful. You're going to see that most people are stuck in stage 2. You're not alone. You're not broken. You just didn't know this stage existed. Reply to someone in the same stage as you and say, we're moving past this together. Do it now, then come back. Now let's talk about stage 3. This is what everyone wants to skip to, the manifestation. This is where the money actually shows up. The check arrives. The client pays you. The opportunity comes through. The refund hits your account. The promotion happens. This is the stage where your 3D reality finally catches up to the work you've been doing in stages 1 and 2. And here's what's interesting about stage 3. When you've actually done stage 2 properly, when you've stayed in the embodiment, when you've acted as if, when you've held the identity even when nothing was changing, stage 3 feels easy. It feels natural. It almost feels like, of course this happened. You're not shocked. You're not jumping up and down screaming, oh my God, I can't believe it. You're calm. You receive it like someone who was expecting it all along. That's how you know you did stage 2 right. The manifestation doesn't feel like a miracle. It feels like the logical next step. Because by the time you reach stage 3, you've already been living as that person for weeks. You've already been making decisions from abundance. You've already been speaking like someone who has money. So when the money shows up, it's just confirmation of what you already knew was true. But here's what happens if you skip stage 2 and somehow stumble into a stage 3 moment. Let's say you manifest $5,000 without doing the embodiment work. You'll be shocked. You'll tell everyone. You'll celebrate like it's a once-in-a-lifetime event. And then what happens? You go right back to broke thinking. You spend it all. You don't save it. You don't invest it. You treat it like a fluke. And then 6 months later, you're wondering why it never happened again. Stage 3 without stage 2 is temporary. But stage 3 after stage 2, that's permanent. That's a new baseline. Because you didn't just get money, you became someone who has money. And once you've become that person, the money keeps coming. Not because you're lucky, because you're operating from a completely different frequency now. Stage 3 can look different for everyone. For some people, it's one large sum that shows up all at once. For others, it's multiple smaller amounts that add up to the total. For some, it's a new job, a new client, a new opportunity that brings in the money over time. But here's what's consistent. If you did stage 2, stage 3 is inevitable. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And the when depends on how long you stayed in stage 2 without quitting. So now you know all 3 stages. Let me show you how this actually plays out in real time. How long does each stage take? What does the full journey look like from start to finish? Stage 1. The activation. 1 to 7 days. This is the fastest stage. You can activate in a single moment. You decide, I'm manifesting $50,000. You write it down. You visualize it. You feel the shift. That could happen in 1 day. But for most people, it takes a few days to a week to really lock it in, to stop doubting it, to stop second-guessing, to fully commit to the identity of someone who has that money. So give yourself up to a week for stage 1. During this week, your job is simple. Every morning, reactivate. Say the amount. Visualize having it. Feel what it would feel like. Let yourself believe it's already on the way. Don't worry about the how. Don't worry about the timeline. Just activate the identity. Decide this is who you are now. Stage 2, the embodiment, 2 to 4 weeks, sometimes longer. This is the longest stage, and this is where most people quit. Because 2 weeks in, nothing has changed yet. The bank account still looks the same, the bills are still there, and your brain is screaming, "This isn't working." Give up. Go back to normal. But here's what you have to understand. Stage 2 is not about seeing results. Stage 2 is about becoming the person who can receive and keep the results when they show up. If you skip this stage, even if money shows up, you won't be able to hold it. You'll lose it. You'll sabotage it. You'll go right back to zero. So during these 2 to 4 weeks, your job is to act as if every single day. Make decisions like someone who already has the money. Stop the broke talk. Catch the limiting beliefs. Show up differently. Move differently. When opportunities appear, say yes. When fear says no, override it. When doubt creeps in, redirect. This is the work. This is the bridge. You don't get to skip it. And here's how you'll know you're in stage 2. It won't feel exciting anymore. It'll feel like discipline. It'll feel like you're faking it. It'll feel uncomfortable. That's normal. That means you're in the gap. You're between who you were and who you're becoming. Stay there. Don't quit. Stage 3 is on the other side. Stage 3, the manifestation. Timeline varies. Once you've completed stage 2, stage 3 happens naturally. For some people, it's immediate. The moment they fully embody the identity, the money shows up within days. For others, it takes a few more weeks. But here's the key. If you're truly in stage 2, if you're fully living as that person, you won't be obsessing over when stage 3 arrives. You'll be calm. You'll be certain. You'll know it's coming. And one day, it just shows up. Stage 3 might look like a single deposit. It might look like 3 smaller payments that add up to your number. It might look like a new income stream, a new client, a promotion, a bonus, a refund, an unexpected check. The form doesn't matter. What matters is you stayed in stage 2 long enough for your external reality to reshape itself around your internal reality. Now let me show you the most common mistakes people make at each stage, because even if you know the stages, if you're making these mistakes, you're going to stay stuck. Mistake at stage 1, weak activation or no follow-through. Some people activate once and think that's enough. They visualize on Monday, feel good for an hour, and then never do it again. That's not activation, that's dabbling. If you're going to activate daily until the identity sticks. Until you're not trying it on anymore. Until it's just who you are. Another mistake, activating without any emotional charge. You say the words, but you don't feel anything. You visualize, but it's flat. No excitement, no belief, no energy. That's not going to work. Stage 1 requires you to actually feel the shift. If you're just going through the motions, you're not activating. You're performing. Mistake at stage 2. Quitting because you don't see instant proof. This is the biggest one. People do stage 2 for 3 days, maybe a week, and when the money doesn't show up immediately, they quit. They say, "See, I knew this wouldn't work. I tried. It's not for me." But they didn't try stage 2. They started stage 2 and abandoned it halfway through. Stage 2 takes weeks, not days. If you're not willing to embody the identity for at least 2 to 3 weeks without needing proof, you're not ready for large sums. You're still operating from, "I'll believe it when I see it" energy. But manifestation works the opposite way. You have to believe it first. You have to become it first. Then you see it. Another mistake at stage 2, mixing identities. You act abundant in the morning, then broke by noon. You speak like someone who has money, then complain about bills an hour later. You're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That confuses your subconscious. It doesn't know which identity is real. Pick one. Stay in it, even when it's hard. Mistake at stage 3, treating the manifestation like a fluke instead of confirmation. When the money finally shows up, most people celebrate like they won the lottery. They're shocked. They tell everyone. They say, "I can't believe this happened." And in doing that, they're telling their subconscious, "This is rare. This is unusual. This doesn't happen to me normally." If you want stage 3 to repeat, you have to receive the money like someone who expected it. Say, "Of course," instead of, "Oh my God." Say, "This is normal for me now," instead of, "I got so lucky." Anchor the new identity. Don't break it by acting surprised. Let's hit some questions because I know you have them. Question 1. How long does the full journey take from stage 1 to stage 3? It depends on you. If you activate in stage 1 within a week, stay disciplined in stage 2 for 3 weeks, you could see stage 3 within a month. But some people take longer because they keep quitting stage 2 and going back to stage 1. The timeline is in your control. The faster you complete stage 2 without breaking, the faster stage 3 arrives. Question 2. Can I skip stage 2 if I'm really good at visualizing? No. Visualization is stage 1. Stage 2 is embodiment. It's living it, acting from it, making different decisions. You can't visualize your way through stage 2. You have to live your way through it. Question 3. What if I've been in stage 2 for months and nothing's happened? Then you're either not truly in stage 2, you're mixing identities, or you're still acting from fear, or you're looking for proof in the wrong places. Stage 3 doesn't always look how you expect. Maybe the money is showing up in small ways, and you're dismissing it because it's not the full amount yet. Or maybe you're blocking it by staying in nothing's happening energy. Go back and audit. Are you really acting as if every single day? Or are you faking it some days and quitting other days? Question 4. Do I have to do all 3 stages for every manifestation? Yes, every time. Small sums might move through the stages faster. But large sums? You can't skip. Stage 1 activates. Stage 2 embodies. Stage 3 manifests. That's the sequence. Respect it. Here's your challenge. Go back to the comment where you said which stage you're stuck in. Reply to yourself right now and commit to completing that stage in the next 7 days. If you're in stage 1, write stage 1 complete by date. If you're in stage 2, write stage 2 complete by date. This public commitment makes it real. And then, actually do the work. Don't just comment and forget. Follow through. For the next 7 days, I want you to focus on the stage you're in. If you're in stage 1, activate every single morning. Feel it. Believe it. Lock it in. If you're in stage 2, act as if every single day. Stop the broke talk. Make abundant decisions. Catch the limiting beliefs. If you're in stage 3, receive with grace. Don't break the identity by acting shocked. Come back here in 7 days and update your comment. Tell us what shifted, what showed up, what changed. And when you see someone else's update, celebrate with them. Reply, keep going, or stage 3 is coming. We're moving through this together. Here's what I know for sure. Most people fail at manifesting large sums not because they're broken, not because they're unlucky, but because they didn't know stage 2 existed. Now you know. You know where the bridge is. You know what the work actually looks like. And if you commit to walking across that bridge without quitting halfway, stage 3 is inevitable. Thank you for being part of this community. You're here because you're ready to stop dabbling and start manifesting for real. The 3 stages are in front of you now. Walk through them. Don't skip. Don't quit. And I'll see you on the other side. If you want more strategies like this, deeper systems, advanced protocols, the frameworks most people never learn, make sure you're subscribed. Hit that bell. I'll see you in the next one. Your large sum is already forming. Go claim it. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.